So it's an LP tractor.
Right, factory LP. You can see the label right there.
So you were saying this is pretty rare?
Yes. I know the 660s, one size bigger, they made like 149. So this tractor was made prior to them, and I would say it falls in about the same range as that. And it's the same as a tricycle tractor, except it's got the factory standard tread wide front end. They call it a Wheatland, because this tractor did come from out around Salina, Kansas. I bought it about 25 years ago. I took it to one international show at the steam engine grounds, and that was in 2008. And I've got several internationals, a lot of WD9s, W9s, and just about every international you can think of in the early ones.
So you said something about that you weren't sure how many was made. Was there just no documentation of that back then?
I would say there is, but I haven't been able to find it. I think there's a guy out east that's an international guru, you might say, and he probably has the exact number of how many were built.
Have you ever had this one running?
Yes, I had it at the international show in 2008 at the steam engine grounds.
Now, as far as the rest of the tractor, everything would be the same as the standard?
Yeah, it's a regular 560, the paneling here. The difference would be most of them had a tricycle front end. Some of them would have had a wide front end, but probably not built like this one, because this is designed for Wheatland country. That's why it's got the big rounded fenders. It does have a TA like all of them have. The big difference is it's factory LP, and that's how the factory LP set, even if it was a tricycle style. That part will all be the same, and it is a 6-cylinder engine.
Now, how efficient would the propane be compared to a gasoline tractor?
Well, back then I would say LP probably only cost like 9 or 10 cents a gallon, or gasoline would have been like 35 cents a gallon, or maybe, right in that neighborhood. But I know when we bought LP in South Missouri in the 50s, well, we paid 9 cents a gallon. So you can take 40-gallon tank, what'd that cost? $4 and some cents. And I don't know how long or how efficient it was, but that was the main reason they made some LPs.
Now, is this tractor, is it shorter at all? It looks shorter, maybe it's just because it's lower?
I'd say just because it's lower, and since it's got the wide front end, but I think all the metalwork, the engine size, should be the same length.
Now, why would they have wide fenders like that on a Wheatland?
Well, if they used them out in areas where it's pretty sandy, and they started spinning them and throw sand all over the guy. Of course, this area right here is where the battery went in, and they had a battery box that would hinge and screw in there. When I got it, it didn't have the battery box. There's these two side pieces right here. And they did come with remotes, but they never came with 3-point hitch. They'd have PTO.
So, there was no 3-point, like you said, on Wheatlands because
they were designed
just to pull.
Just to pull, yeah. Well, out in Kansas and Nebraska and the Dakotas, they just needed a tractor that maybe pull a 20-foot wide disc. And that's what these tractors were designed for. I had it out in 08, and then I parked it in the shed, and that's where it's been since 08, so that's been 12 years ago. It looks like it still has the factory front style tires in that era, because the way the knobs are on the side. They could be original tires, I don't know. Looks like they might have widened the rims by like 4 inches, just to put a fatter tire on for more traction in that loose soil.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a neat looking old tractor when I bought it.
Yeah. Now, that would have been factory power steering on this?
Yeah.
How long have you been collecting tractors?
was, let's see, I bought my first tractor in Leavenworth, Kansas in 1984. That I went to a sale. I had bought a WK-40 from a guy in Fayette, and that was in 1983, I believe. Traded him some tires for a WK-40.
Nice. Huh, that's neat that it even shows the, for the TA, yeah.
I don't know, does that metal thing right above that, does that flip up?
Right here?
Yeah.
No. I think there's a light under there just to broadcast down.
Yeah. Probably got the IHM on, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I put it in here a while ago, but nothing acted like it wanted to turn, so. Got a big old set, look at him.
Oh my. Huh.
This is a set of weights here too.
Yeah.
I would say these are probably a couple 100 pounds or more outside.
That's probably factory weight then?
Yeah.
Neat.
Because see there, you got all your holes.
Yeah.
Rim on.